What's your favorite thing you like to do with the band? My favorite thing to do with the band is like crunch it up into a little ball and then like bounce it off a tree or something and catch it. Were you ever serious when commenting about writing a book? Uh, I made a comment recently. Somebody said asked me if I was going to write a book, and I said something like, "Well, I'm already writing one," which I thought was a snappy response, but I think people saw that and thought that there was this imminent release. I've been writing a lot, actually, for a long time, and the more time goes on, the more I think about organizing it into a story. But I kind of like the idea of fiction. With fiction, you can take a general subject and just make up something completely off the top of your head to illustrate that thing. So I'm thinking about that. But I'm still working on my spelling. That's a problem. Actually, it's not a problem. I'm pretty good at spelling and parallel parking. What's the story behind Moving Out? Well, Moving Out is one of the songs on our very first album, and it's the very first song that Stephen and Joe ever wrote. It was our first original, as we used to call songs that we wrote as opposed to songs that we learned by other people. Is it true you own the original Draw the Line cover art? It is, yes. And that's from Renato from Lima. And I'll take the time right now to say that playing in Lima last year, 2010, in the spring, was a career high point. We had a really amazing time and very passionate audience. And he goes on to say, "You rock," which I appreciate because that's my job. What songs mean the most to you and why? I don't know if I really like. That's not that really that easy a question to answer. But there are certain songs that seem to get certain reactions from the audience, and that has a lot to do with why I bond with them. Like What It Takes, for instance. It's a ballad. And I gravitate more toward really loud, fast, crunchy songs. But it's hard to play a song like that and see the emotional response that you get from the audience and not really love the song for being that kind of having that effect on people. But I love playing Back in the Saddle, which I think I've mentioned before. I don't know. The more I try to think of it, the harder it is to actually just come up with the name of one or two songs. Alternative names for the band. Were there any? There were. Spike Jones was one, which we obviously didn't use. And Steven says, he says we considered the Hookers, but I don't remember the whole band being into that name. I think maybe he tried to sell it to the band one day, but didn't keep it.